to Loke Johansson. Johansson off to Dylan Gill. And here goes Vincent Collard through center. He'll play it around the boards, right to Hunter St. Martin. Game winner late against Rimouski to open up this tournament for Hunter St. Martin. As he'll come the Tigers through center. This is snapped in by Bryce Pickford. And a pair of goals in the opener to extend his goal streak to 9. Here's Kate Ledstrom back to the lineup tonight. Making his Memorial Cup debut is a shot from Hunter St. Martin to third side. As Gabe Smith goes in behind the net, looks in front for a moment. Then St. Martin couldn't knock it down.
There's a good example of what Lindstrom brings to the lineup, that energy, physical play, and then you get a chance in front of the net. Quarter ice game. Good job tracking back and transitioning this puck back into the Moncton zone.
There's Jonas Woo. Back there with Bryce Pickford. Woo starts ahead. Brother Jet was a long-time Western Hockey League defenseman. Pretty good one at that. As it's controlled by Caden Lindstrom. Passes off. Woo with a shot. He hit the goal post. Still waiting our first shot in this game and our first stoppage. We got a goal post before all of it. Rousseau stops it behind the net. Down to Kyle McCarthy off the boards. Looks it over to Silk. Now McKinnon with it. Dylan McKinnon through center. He'll play that in deep. Comes back around Ritchie. Played up the center ice. Here goes McKenna with speed. McKenna! The shot that goes wide. Looks in front. Back over and they score! Ryder Ritchie!
Shot as well.
Moncton, little backhand. That's friendly fire right into
What you did against London, chances are you get a better result more often than not.
Pickford plays this around the boards. Gill wins contact as it goes back for Jonas Woo. Long-range shifter is blocked by Etienne Laurent. There's Matthew Ward. There's a stiff hit from Preston Lounsbury. As Ward plays it right back to the point. Now a one-timer from Bryce Pickford.
24 NHL entry draft.
Off the face-off, Tigers control. Jonas Woo goes into the corner. Takes some contact from Dylan McKinnon. And he's almost loose in front for a moment. Now it is picked up by St. Martin. Played to the line, and Pickford's got to go back out to center as he shoots it in.
And we talked to Willie Desjardins before the game about Bryce Pickford and his offensive production this year, and he said he logs massive hours at the arena. He's there early in the morning, and he doesn't leave till the mid-afternoon. They have to tell him to leave. He's there so often.
There's Vincent Collard. Takes a hard hit from Jonas Woo along the boards. As it's poked up the wing, Loke Johansson. Long-range shot. That's blocked in front. Desnoyers off the boards to Dylan Gill. Right across. Johansson with a shot. That's knocked out in front. Uri Picarchi knocks the puck loose. Picks it up in the corner. Picarchi tied up by Weissblatt. Now Desnoyers goes down. Penalty upcoming. Here's Picarchi. Back for Desnoyers. Right back to Picarchi off his foot. As he'll get it again from Vinicek over to the far side. That just missed Desnoyers. Now Dylan Gill for Vinicek. Back across Picarchi again. Looks on the back door. Can't connect with Smith. And the Wildcats will duck out to center ice. And Dylan Gill in a little bit too quickly. He's broken up. Now McKinnon with it. Up to Mercier. He'll backhand this one in off the glass. As it comes around for Jonas Woo.
Boy, those two guys, Lindstrom and Basha, they get skating towards you. Those are two guys with pro skating strides that are really powerful moving up the ice.
Here's Fortier-Gendron. Looks up the wing. A good read by Matthew Ward to cut that pass off. There's Volotovsky. Back along the boards. Jonas Woo. Backhands it down the wing. Battle for it the boards. Gabe Smith rolling puck. Gets it over to Logan Crosby. He'll chop that to center as Smith gets sat down. Took a run there. Jonas Woo got the worst of it.
Puck on the blue line.
Moncton at center ice. They give it away. Here goes Gavin McKenna. Tries to drop it back, but it goes right to Cote. Off the boards, 9 out. Jonas Woo, the long shot. That's stopped by Rousseau. And the rebound is handled by Vidicek as he throws it out to center. And Jonas Woo takes it over to the far wing. Weissblatt is tied up. Woo gets back for it. Spots Gavin McKenna. Lost the handle on it. And now Gabe Smith goes the other way. Smith tried to throw it out in front, bouncing around. This goes back over to the hash marks for Smith. Now Gill with a quick one-time shot. That's stopped off the rebound, too, from Maxime Cote in front. As Gabe Smith into the corner. He's harassed by Weissblatt. As Jonas Woo kicks it up the wing. And the Tigers push it to center. To St. Martin. He'll peel back the chain.
It's a nice little back check by Hunter St. Martin. Quick little pick of the stick, grabs the puck and sends it the other way.
Puck controlled through center by Smith. Planted to the boards by Woo. Smith's got it again in the corner this time. Jonas Woo all over him. As Smith tries to bring it back to the blue line. He's forced all the way up to center. Ryder Ritchie settles it down and heads off to Van Mulligan. Directed by McKenna right over to Ritchie. Ryder Ritchie drops it off. Weissblatt. One-time try for McKenna. But there's a swing and a miss. There's a centering feed. Goes back for Pickford. He'll drip that one wide.
That's not the guy that Moncton wants to see have the puck in that spot. He has been red hot. 2 goals last game for him.
And then, well, it can be hard to find.
There's only one per year.
Deep into the Medicine Hat zone we go. It's picked up by Woo. We got CHL Goaltender of the Year covered. We also got OHL Goal of the Week covered with you. So we're well on our way to having all the major milestones here on our broadcast.
Can you tell which player was more consistent?
Not Goal of the Year, Goal of the Week.
Yes. Behind the stick, but isn't able to put it past Matisse Rousseau.
Here's Osbury, short-handed, but he puts this one well wide. And the Tigers start to center ice. Jonas Woo drops it back. Ryder Ritchie almost pickpocketed by Vidicek. Here goes Caden Lindstrom. That's broken up by Lounsbury. And Lindstrom goes all the way back into his own zone. Handing off. Here goes Andrew Basha. Basha over the line. Throws it over to Ritchie with a wrister. That's kind. McKenna off to Weissblatt. He's got 4 assists now in this tournament. As Bryce Pickford, crafty move to the inside. Back to the line. Woo, one-timer from McKenna. That's stopped by Rousseau. And the Wildcats clear it out off the glass.
Gavin McKenna, he always wants the puck. He's always ready for the puck. As that whole play developed, he tapped his stick. He was ready for it, took the shot. No issues pulling the trigger.
Medicine Hat out through center. Here goes Andrew Basha. Bunch of speed as he threw it out in front. Settled down by Sulf. Cut off by Pickford. Right back to center for Basha. And just offside is Hunter St. Face-off controlled by Moncton. There's Newton. She'll buck it back for Jonas Woo. Bryce Pickford overskated it. Matthew Ward controls it. Rolls it right into Rousseau. Quickly off on the wing. Just chipped down the ice by Lounsbury. Pickford passing off. Collected by Newtons. Feeds it over. Shot it coming for Warren. He's knocked it through Dylan McKinnon, who's got it. We got a delayed penalty upcoming.
We'll go back to the power play. High sticking by Collard as his stick lifts up and catches Woo right under the visor. Tries to go stick on puck, stick left, and there's the high right there. Rousseau is able to keep it out.
Tigers back in their own zone. Here goes Basha. The neutral zone with Ritchie. Dylan Gill launches this around the boards. And Gavin McKenna tries to settle it down. Look out, here goes Vinicek. He'll pick it up. That just goes all the way back for Loke Johansson in the Moncton zone. He'll whiz this down the ice. Madigan stops it for Jonas Woo. And 30 seconds of the power play. Here goes Andrew Basha charging in. Ryder Ritchie with Lindstrom in front. Back and forth with Basha. Jonas Woo up top. Basha, Ritchie, one-timer, and he scores! Wow, what a rip!
The Medicine Hat Tigers, as it's going to be an extended power play for some of the players for Medicine Hat. McKenna's still on the ice. They turn over their personnel, but Ryder Ritchie's going to walk into a great pass by Basha, who takes a little bit off it. It's not a zinger of a pass, but watch the screen in front by Caden Lindstrom, taking it away.
Here goes Andrew Basha. Turns it around. Weissblatt back to Basha. Basha out in front, wanted Pickford. That just missed. Now Jonas Woo sends that in front. That's blocked. Fortier-Gendron ahead to center. Cruising in. Fortier-Gendron drops it out. Smith with a shot.
Touches the puck, no rebound.
Seems like that Pearson Madigan earned Western Hockey League playoff MVP honors this year. There's Loke Johansson. Bobbles it, but he'll recover. As the Tigers go back into their own zone, the Wildcats that. Always cool to see some of the traditions that these teams bring to this tournament every year. Western Hat Tigers bringing them something to remind them of home as Hunter St. Martin picks this up, directs it to center. As it's laid up the boards by Mathias Rousseau. Caden Lindstrom is there. He'll swing it back to the line. Bryce Pickford off to Basha. Long range shot. That's knocked down in front by Rousseau. That was dangerous. The Tigers off the boards, taken away by Fortier-Gendron. Poked up to center. Here goes Alex Mercier turning on the Jets. Mercier can't handle it. As he was knocked off balance by Pickford. And back the other way we go. Almost got into a Memorial Cup final, but lost in 1940 to the Oshawa Generals. As the Medicine Hat Tigers come ahead through center ice. This is dropped off out in front. It goes all the way to the corner for Loke Johansson. Now Dylan McKinnon throws a big hit behind the net. There's Caden Lindstrom. It comes up the wing for Jonas Woo. He'll just angle that off the boards right behind the net. Loke Johansson is there. And the puck comes out to center ice. Tristan Lounsbury takes a knock from Jonas Woo. Now Strick trying to hunt it down. Puck is picked up by Pickford. And here go the Tigers, 3-on-2 to center. St. Martin, not a whole lot of space. Passes off McKenna with a shot. And Rousseau. Here come the Wildcats. Gabe Smith up the middle. Can't get the shot off. The Roman penalty. From the line, there's a shot right off the blocker of Madigan.
The Moncton Wildcats are within one.
31 seconds in. That is a huge goal for the Wildcats. As here go the Tigers back on the attack. He's thrown down the wing by Nidway and picked up by Pekarczyk. Here he goes. Good stick by Pickford, knocks that away. Side of the net. Lindstrom settles it down. Sharp pass ahead for Basha. This is rifled down the ice. Mercier trying to beat up the ice. He does. He's picked up, though, by Jonas Woo. And here go the Tigers into the attacking zone. Lindstrom shot off a body. Conte back to center, reeled in by Pickford. Lindstrom looking off the Basha to the net. That's knocked away. Play back up the boards. Stolen by Lindstrom. Backhand that in off the glass. The Tigers are
Defenseman to turn and beat the defenseman there. Doesn't do that, sends it over the net. Mennigan covers up.
There's Loudsbury looking over to Soof. Follows in the footsteps of Draisaitl here at the Memorial Complex. There's a long shot from Gill. It's stopped by Harrison Mennigan. And the Tigers will pick it up. Jonas Woo looks to McKenna, but that's off the mark, and this one will go the length of the...
As they're going to throw some more pucks at Harrison Mennigan, and here's a shot that Mennigan has to battle through a moving screen from Vincent Collard, and anytime a forward's going to the net, that means a defenseman's going to the net, so there's two bodies that Mennigan has to negotiate, just catches it at the last.
Lindstrom off the face-off from Medicine Hat, wins it back. Gavin McKenna throws it to center ice. Tracking is Moran. Played over to Mercier. Now Vinicek. Gives it right to Pickford. Jonas Woo with it now. Tracking through center ice. From tying. Though they do need a win. There's no consolation for losing in overtime. It's either 2 points or 0 points. All the same. Jonas Woo backing into the Medicine Hat zone. They play it to center. Dylan Gill shoots it in. Goes around the boards. It's played by Andrew Basha. Will start accelerating towards center ice. In on might make for some good contact. This shot is rocking it off the glass. As here come the Wildcats to center. Etienne Morin. The attacking zone. That's deflected by Pickford. Dangerously toward the net, but just wide. Wildcats back in with Maxime Conte. Pickford throws it around behind the net for Woo. Ward. Cross ice off the boards. And the Wildcats continue to rag the puck. Here goes Dylan McKinnon. Passing off. It's knocked away for Desnoyers. Oh, the Wildcats have to get back. Here goes Basha. That's knocked away. And once again, cleared down the ice.
Now, those plays where you're not set up coming up the ice, you have to find a way to get organized, or it can feel like it's one player trying to get through everyone, and your odds are usually not great in that situation.
Good stretch feed. Here goes Lindstrom with a shot. Sent it just wide. As Lindstrom manages to sneak in behind the defenders. Jonas Woo. Cross ice with Ritchie. Woo. Off to McKenna. Looking down low for Basha, but that goes off a body. Goes back to McKenna. Down finds Basha. And Russo right over there to deny him off the goal post. Basha back off the boards. Woo up top. Moran returns to the ice. Puck is played down low. Lindstrom tried to swirl it out in front. Pressured by Johansson. Lindstrom breaks away. Finds Woo. Defers right to Ward. And
What you are doing as a team.
right off the face-off. This draw goes all the way back to the Medicine Hat zone. Here's Bryce Pickford. Snaps it right to Matthew Ward. Taken away though by Mercier. Given right back. Newton's on the backhand. Down low it goes. On that center down front. Molotowski's there, but he's tied up. Directed back to the corner. Dylan Gill. Pressure from Newtons. The puck comes loose. Etienne Morin gets over to it. All the way out through center ice. Jonas Woo back to scoop it up. Dodging the forecheck of Mercier. He'll get it off to Ritchie. Soup. It's right in there. Passes off to Desnoyers. He falls down as Pickford directs it over to Woo. St. Martin versus Vidicek off the face-off, and Lindstrom got a high stick. And that
is a nice read by Julius Sump to recognize that puck is getting filtered into the middle of the ice and pick it off.
Collision at the blue line as McKenna went down. Lindstrom going after it. Passes off. Ritchie. Back to McKenna. That's picked off, but not clear. Andrew Basha. Down low. Lindstrom. Back up the wing. Ritchie. For McKenna. Long-range shot deflected off the glass. Woo. Back for McKenna. In front. Lindstrom with a backhander. That stopped. As the Wildcats cannot clear. Jonas Woo. Passes off. Ritchie with a wrister. That's turned aside. Desnoyers check to step out of the box. Woo with the shot. Hit the post. Back in front. McKenna looks over. No shot for Medicine Hat. Power play expires. Ritchie. Down low. McKenna another try. Touched up by Rousseau. As it's loose at the side. Juzzo. The Wildcats forced to reset. Picard-Cheek shoots it in. Medigan out to play it. Cuts it off. Right back around the glass. But we got a penalty. Short-handed goals in the regular season. One in the playoffs. They need another here at the Memorial Cup as Lindstrom out in front. St. Martin is there. Can't get the shot off. Pickford over to Basha. From the line. Over to Jonas Woo. Right up the middle. The shot. That's high. Pickford. Stolen away. Vidicek out to center. Doesn't get far. Here goes Hunter St. Martin. Back the other way. Drops off. Lindstrom tries the shot. He fanned on it. Now again in front of the net. Andrew Basha turns around in the slot with a wrister. That's off the end boards. St. Martin centers again. Gets through for Basha. Lindstrom tries to drive out.